In this lesson, we'll connect our spine bones to the path helpers. Now at this point, you'd want to make sure that each IK goal's swivel angle is set to 0. This is so that we have a seamless process when we connect that swivel angle later on to get the twist distribution. So if it's not set to 0, you'd simply just want to right-click your slider to set them all. Okay, but we shouldn't have any problem with that, especially after we've frozen the transformations on our bones. What we also want to do is actually change the parent space of our IK goals. Right now it's set to start joint. Now remember, these joints are going to be twisting. They're going to be rotating. If we have our parent space set to start joint, looking at these bones that are going to be rotating, we're going to run into some twisting issues later on. So instead of the start joint, we're going to need to choose IK goal. So I'll go through each and turn that on. Okay, great. What I'd also like to do is actually turn on the side fins for these bones so that as they start to twist, we can see that twist a lot easier. So starting with the first, again, we'll just go ahead and turn on side fins. If you want, you could always head over back to your character layer and see how that looks. Okay, I think that looks just fine. So I'll close that out. We'll go to the next. Again, turn on side fins. And we'll just continue right at the top. Okay, great. Alright, the next step, of course, is going to be to now connect these bones to the helpers. So let's start right at the root. What we want to do here is position constrain the root to its helper, right where that the bone's pivot lies. Okay, so this is really simple. We select the bone, go to our position constraint, choose the helper. Okay, we can see the connection is there. Now when it comes to the IK goal, again, we want to look at where its pivot is and connect to its corresponding helper. So again, we select the IK goal, choose position constraint, and constrain to the helper. And the next root up, we do the same to that same helper. Again, looking at the pivot. Okay, so again, go to the goal, constrain, go to the bone above it, and constrain. Just do this a few more times. Okay, and then we should just have one more here. Alright, and again, we don't have to worry about this chest bone at all because it's going to be directly linked. Okay, so let's get an idea of what we're going to be able to get with this setup. If we were to select one of our IK goals and start to move the swivel angle, again, you get an idea of the twisting that we're going to be able to get. And again, we'll plug in that swivel angle later on so that we get the distribution throughout the spine. But if we were to also head over to our curve that's driving this chain now, go to our modify panel. Oh, need to actually select the curve. There it is. Oh, it's a little bit difficult to select, but that's fine. If we, with it selected, again, go to its point sub object, select one of these points and move it around. Notice how the chain is now connected to the curve. Great. We're also going to be able to get some stretching from this setup, which will be very suitable for this character, being that he's a little cartoony. Alright, let's say we go ahead and take these objects and add them to their layers. Going back to the layer manager, we can start by selecting each bone and adding that to the envelope objects layer. From there we can hide that, select everything else, and add these objects to objects to hide. Great. Kind of clean things up. I'm going to go ahead and bring back the visibility of both. And with these things done, that actually finishes this lesson. So by the next lesson, we're ready to start deforming our spine that's driving our spine rig.